Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, as far as news that we are following today, we've got breaking news out of Greenville where we've got SportsCenter. It's going to be coming to broadcast and host the ECU Army pregame show, and they're going to be doing it at Sup Dogs. ESPN confirmed that sportscaster Matt Berry will be hosting a pregame show at 2 p.m. Thursday at Sup Dogs ahead of ECU's matchup against Army. Kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Berry will also host a 5 p.m. edition of SportsCenter in Greenville. Students, fans, and guests are encouraged to watch the show from Sup Dogs parking lot so they can sport their pirate pride in the background of the show. ECU Athletics says head coach Blake Harrell, members of the Pirate Cheer Squad, and PD will also be in attendance. The ECU Army game will be streamed on ESPN. And now we want to turn our attention to the United Nations General Assembly that is going to be meeting again in Manhattan today to discuss the possible creation of a Palestinian state, amongst other world topics. NBC's Garrett Hake has more.
President Trump in New York City this morning set to address world leaders at the 80th UN General Assembly in a speech the White House says will emphasize the president's so-called America First worldview.
President Trump will deliver a major speech touting the renewal of American strength around the world, his historic accomplishments in just 8 months.
Still, the speech comes at a precarious moment on the world stage. With wars raging in Ukraine and Gaza, despite the president's efforts to play peacemaker.
I got to get Russia, Ukraine, and it's horrible what's happening. The hatred between Putin and Zelensky is very substantial. And of course, Gaza's a basic disaster.
Israel's now escalating its attacks on Hamas, launching new strikes on Gaza Monday. Even before the UN General Assembly has begun, there's a growing, though purely symbolic, push for Palestinian statehood in defiance of Israel and the U.S., with French President Emmanuel Macron calling the move essential to restarting peace talks. Australia, Portugal, and Canada joining France and the U.K. in recognizing Palestinian statehood. But Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas appearing remotely after he and other senior officials were denied U.S. visas to attend the conference. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warns the push for Palestinian statehood would benefit Hamas, saying after October 7th, recognizing a Palestinian state now is giving a huge reward to terrorism. That position echoed by President Trump.
You can't forget October 7th either. People are forgetting October 7th. They forget it too quickly. That was one of the worst days in world history.
And again, that was Garrett Hake reporting. We now turn to your weather forecast. We've got our eyes on an area of concern right now just next to the Leeward Islands, going to be cruising near Puerto Rico and just north of the Dominican Republic here over the next few days. But the real issue is when it moves over the Turks and Caicos as well as the Bahamas. That's when it could possibly become a tropical system. Something, again, a little bit more impactful. But here's what we've got for the first system we are tracking. Right now you can see that cluster of thunderstorms denoted by that red X on your screen. Over the next 48 hours has a medium chance of tropical development. Over the next 7 days, a high chance of tropical development. Now, it should be noted that many long-range models are again continuing to suggest this system, if it does form into a tropical system, will take more of a path similar to Erin, essentially splitting Hatteras and Bermuda. Could we see some impacts from that? Yeah. Increased surf along our coastline, increased rip current threat, possibly some beach erosion as well, depending on how strong that system gets. But right now, that's kind of the outlook with that area of concern. But it's the one that's a little bit closer to the Leeward Islands that, again, should have a little bit more of your attention. There it is. You can see that X, that orange X there at the bottom of your screen. A lot of moisture surrounds that zone, but it's the warm waters around, again, the Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, and all the waters just off to kind of the northeast of that that are very, very warm right now and very supportive of tropical development. And that's where this system is heading. Once it reaches that zone, again, has a higher chance of tropical development. To put it into numbers, a 60% chance of tropical development. That, again, is something we are keeping a very close eye on. Obviously, still watching Hurricane Gabrielle. Right now, it's moving away from North America. You can see Bermuda there. It got close to Bermuda, about 100, 200 miles from the island, but it is now increasing that distance, moving away northeast at 13 miles an hour with maximum sustained winds of 140 miles an hour, gusts up to 165 miles an hour. And again, this is a system that's just going to race out into the Atlantic and heading towards Europe by the time we get to the tail end of this upcoming weekend and into the start of next week. For now, let's enjoy the calm conditions while they are here. It will be warm today and humidity will be rising over today, tomorrow, and Thursday. It's going to start to feel like, well, summer hasn't truly left quite just yet. 77 degrees right now in Washington, comes with a dew point in the mid to upper 60s. Calm winds, but the fog for inland areas is really starting to lift. 68 degrees in Greenville. Just about an hour ago, we checked in at the Pitt Greenville Airport, and it was pretty foggy out. Visibility was down below 2 miles, and that has significantly improved over the past hour thanks to that heat, but unfortunately with the humidity rising as well, there could again still be some spots of gray down at ground level. Most of us right now in the mid to upper 60s, a few of us already making our way into the 70s. And as far as what we've got moving forward through today, we will end up warmer than yesterday. Some areas are already showing quite a bit more warmth than where we were yesterday at this time. Others, pretty much on par with where we were yesterday. Jacksonville, 12 degrees warmer right now, 6 degrees warmer in both Rocky Mount and New Bern, 7 degrees warmer in Roanoke Rapids. So there are certainly some that are enjoying a little bit more warmth this morning. Everyone, though, enjoying calm winds. Wind speeds right now very light considering what we normally see this time of day. Coming up this afternoon, wind speeds will continue to be light, holding it around 4 to 8 miles an hour out of the southeast. That southeasterly direction will again aid in that rise in humidity and rise in air temperatures. From there, well, we've got even more heat on the way coming up for tomorrow. It's going to take a cold front to cross over eastern North Carolina before we get back to that cool fall-like air that we enjoyed earlier this morning. We certainly enjoyed it yesterday. Coming up for today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Get ready for more of a summertime heat pattern than a fall one. Now that front is expected to move over the east coming up late Thursday evening into Friday morning, holding over eastern North Carolina on Friday and even Saturday before pulling off the coast by Sunday. That stalled frontal boundary will do us a couple favors. One, it will bring us some much needed rainfall. Two, because it's going to stall over the east, it will limit our severe weather potential. While we could still certainly see some thunderstorm activity over eastern North Carolina, the opportunities for those thunderstorms to reach severe thunderstorm strength are much, much lower than what it would have been if that front had fully crossed over the area. So that is certainly good news. Air temperatures, though, will be falling 90 degrees on Thursday, down to 84 on Friday, 83 Saturday, 82 on Sunday. And then it's hello to the upper 70s for your daytime highs coming up Monday and Tuesday of next week. Also know your overnight lows going to be in the low 70s for your Wednesday and Thursday night. Read that as high humidity. That high humidity will start to come back down again, though, as we work our way through the weekend. Sunday's going to be a little bit more comfortable than Saturday. Monday will be a little bit more comfortable than Sunday, and so on and so forth. Tuesday will be a little bit more comfortable than Monday. Well, that's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.